What's up everyone, welcome back to our channel. This is Jeffrey from PSR Parts, and today we are back with one of the BMW M5s that have been already in a workshop before. This car, of course, a G90 M5, has been in a workshop for the spacers. We have installed a height adjustable spring kit from Cobra Suspension on this car, and we have also installed the upsized OEM Plus 21 front 22-inch rear wheels on this car. So today we're going to test something new. We're going to install a OPF Delete mid-pipe from DCE Parts in titanium. The customer already brought a original rear box, so we can drop the full exhaust and install the new exhaust onto the car. Plug and play, should be plug and play. On top of that, we'll also test a OPF Delete module from Selectron, which is a game-changing module for these cars, which means the module will tell the car that it still have working OPFs. So yeah, let's head to work and see how it looks like. So this is the mid-pipe from DCE Parts that we are going to install. It is a OPF Delete mid-pipe resonated, so it has two resonators in the front, one on the left, one on the rear, one on the left and one on the right. This exhaust is now upside down, but we have tried something different. We have made a longer X-pipe, allowing the exhaust flow in the exhaust to mix for a longer time. That should change the exhaust note from the car. So we're going to test this mid-pipe on this car, of course with all the OPF sensors that can be switched over. And as we said, the customer also brought an original rear box, which of course can be installed onto the car, plug and play. So we only have to switch over the rubbers and the valves. Should be an easy install. So yeah, let's install this mid-pipe right now. And of course, to walk you through how we developed the mid-pipe, we have 3D scanned the car from underneath, and then afterwards we have developed the 3D models for this exhaust. So this exhaust is 90 millimeters, so it is 3.5 inch from front to back, which is the largest diameter available right now. That's a little bit bigger than the original one. The original one is 80 millimeter, which is of course which means that our mid-pipe allows for a little bit more flow, and that flow is of course necessary if you want to tune it in the long run. So yeah, let's see how it sounds. The rear muffler already sounds really nice, but it's not enough in my opinion. On this car we'll test the original rear muffler. So the rear muffler with the 3.5 inch inlet pipes was sounding a little deeper than the other comparisons that we had in the market, which means that the exhaust with this mid-pipe should also sound a little bit deeper. So there we go. Maybe you already know the exhaust from underneath, but we're going to walk you through the exhaust, how it looks like from original. So over here we got two secondary catalytic converters. Then we got some sensors over here. Here we got the OPFs, and we got a resonator. And this here is the point where it should be cut. This exhaust will remain stock, but this point is where it should be cut, and the mid-pipe will then match up with the rear muffler. So we got the mid-pipe over here, and as you can see at the place where the two secondary cats were, there we will install two resonators, and the rest of the exhaust will be fully straight up until the rear box. So yeah, it should make a good difference, make the car sound a little bit deeper, but not too obnoxious with the original back box and of course the original downpipes. There we go. As you can see, we have installed the mid-pipe from DCE Parts all the way from the front to the rear muffler. This is the official cutting point. As we said, this is the original exhaust, so we did not cut it this time. But this is where you should normally cut it when you are going to reuse your original rear muffler. This customer is not reusing his own, so he brought his own that he found on the second-hand market. So this part on the back is still the original one, but from another car. As you can see, all the sensors are installed correctly. It's a 3.5 inch mid-pipe to the back. One of the biggest ones in the market currently. So this is how it looks. It's mandrel bent, so it's not pie cut anymore, which is of course better for durability. Also, here the sensors have also been installed correctly. Here are the OPF sensors. There another one. These are temperature sensors, and everything is installed like it should be. course titanium, so it's lightweight. It was a lot lighter than the original exhaust. And as you can see here, this is the X-pipe section. Large X-pipe, allowing the flow to settle down together for a longer time. Allows it to flow differently compared to a shorter X-pipe. So we're gonna see how that sounds like. We're also going to install the XPF module now. So we'll do the wiring first and then neatly install the XPF module into the engine bay. So coming back to you later. Welcome on board the BMW G90 M5. We have installed the titanium mid-pipe OPF Delete. As we saw, like we said before, it removes a few of the mufflers, exactly 5 of them, and we put back 2 resonators to dampen down some of the raspiness. Sounds really nice. So you already heard the cold start, which is of course already a big difference with the original sound. So we're gonna warm up the car, and of course afterwards we'll also shoot some videos from the outside. Before that, we'll show you how the car sounds from the inside. So we are now in Sport Plus, which means the valves are open, and we are now just cruising around. So there we go. Let's head onto the open roads. Of course, you still hear a lot of the speaker sound. That's of course not something that has changed. But you can definitely hear the car more. It's nothing too much. So if we put it back into comfort, the most important part is of course that you do not get an annoying drone. So we are now heading onto the cruising speeds. Sounds lovely. So why would you choose for a mid-pipe only? We sell quite a lot of mid-pipes for the G80 M3, G80 M3, G87 M2, and now we have also offered it for the G90 M5. The mid-pipe only removes one of the biggest filters in the exhaust system. So during the rear muffler, it is nice, but it does not give you the same result as changing some of the mufflers in between. So of course that's normally not legal. It will of course alter the emission standards with the car, which means that you have to keep in mind that these setups are not road legal. But the result that you're gonna get with the OPF Delete is just amazing. The difference is such a big difference. Makes it a lot more fun car to drive. And you hear the V8 rumble a little bit on the background, but it's nothing too much. So, of course, the X-pipe. Why did we choose for an X-pipe? The S68 engine is also an engine that utilizes the cross-bank manifold, which means the turbos take 2 pulses from one bank and 2 pulses from the other bank, making it sound like a 4-cylinder. So, changing the exhaust to a straight pipe in these cars not only will make it sound really loud, but it will also make it sound really bad, in my opinion. Doing an X-pipe or H-pipe, something like that, will liven up the car a little bit more, give the car the more traditional V8 exhaust note, and that is of course what we are after when we develop an exhaust. We want to have the experience back, make it sound like a mean V8, and with the mid-pipe we are of course trying to achieve that by mixing the exhaust pulses from the left bank and the right bank together in the mid-pipe. So honestly, of course, if you also change the rear muffler, the difference will be even bigger. But the exhaust note, actually, it's not only. But if you want a nice exhaust note, the magic happens in the mid-pipe. So that is, of course, what we are after. We want to make the car sound nice without making it too obnoxious. Customer of this car is chasing the same principle. He wants a nice sounding car, but doesn't want it to be super, super loud. So that's why we went for an X-pipe only, or mid-pipe only. Oh, that's lovely. Of course, this car, even though we have already removed 5 filters, this car still has 2 main catalytic converters in the downpipe, 2 secondary catalytic converters, and of course it still has the back box, which also consists of 3 mufflers, which means in the exhaust, even though we removed 5 of them already, there are still 7 more mufflers in between the engine, the turbos, and the exit on the back. So it sounds a lot better compared to the stock vacuum cleaners that they all are in Europe, at least. It is definitely already a improvement. If you ask us, we would of course do some downpipes as well and run a different back box, but I can understand why some people only want the deep V8 rumble without going too obnoxious. And this is one of the better solutions for that. It's also cost efficient because you are only doing the mid-pipe. Of course, doing the mid-pipe in Europe means you are also working on the, you are also touching the OPFs, and to remove the OPFs, that's why we installed the XPF modules. Right now we have been driving for a while, we don't see any errors right now, so I think the module is working correctly, but we will see that once we are back into the office. So before we do that, we are also going to shoot some videos from the outside, and from the outside we mean, of course, on the bumper as well. Yeah, lovely car. It's such a lovely car. We know the potential of the V8 because we have one ourselves, of course. It also has a nice burble to it. It's not too much. It's only the original burble from BMW, and that does liven up the exhaust a little bit. If it wasn't there, I think the exhaust definitely need a little bit more spice. So with the X-pipe right now, with the mid-pipe right now, you do hear the burbles also a little bit better. So yeah, lovely.